Hello, viewers. Welcome to the first episode of Cross Bat. We wanted to make sure that our first episode is very exciting. So we have with us former international cricketer from England, Sajid Mahmood. Welcome, Sajid.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm very well. Very well, thank you.
And how have you been getting through this unique time we're having?
It is very unique, isn't it? I've just been, to be honest, I like spending time with the family because normally I'm away from home. So it's good to just spend time with them and reconnect. I've been doing a lot of reading. So I've been reading a lot of psychology books. So I quite like psychology back from the sporting days. So I like to read about that. And I've been playing a bit of garden golf as well in the garden with my dad and my brother.
Wow.
So we've been doing a little bit of that, but the garden golf's a little bit different. It's got a bit of a twist. So we use a tennis ball and a cricket bat, purely because we haven't got a golf ball and a golf club, basically. So we just reinvented the golf game.
Wow, that's really unique. So is there anything that you learned in particular about yourself during this time? I see you like psychology. So is there something inner work that you've been doing?
Yeah, when I was playing, I loved psychology. I got into it a little bit late, but I didn't really focus too much on it. And I've always tapped in and out of it. But this time's allowed me to actually really go into it and see what it's really about, and do a bit of reading. So the more I've read it, the more I've enjoyed it, and the more I can relate to the past when I played cricket. How would I have changed my game? My thought process, how would it have been different? And then for that reason, I'm just in the middle of making a online psychology course for young cricketers coming up, just so they get a grasp of the psychological side of the game, the mental side of the game, because I think the mental side of the game is very, very important. The difference I feel between good players and great players is a difference in their mental shift. The stronger you are mentally and the more you can block out distractions, the more you can focus on your game when the pressure is heightened, really.
I agree. Wow. So that's something you're working on right now to bring that out to them?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's not too long before it's going to get finished. But I know for a fact that I would have used something like this when I was younger. So it's just about creating a platform for youngsters and young cricketers, even older cricketers that haven't been exposed to psychology, just for them guys to tap into and just to learn a little bit about themselves, how they work, how the mind works, how they can almost control the mind and make the mind work for them in pressure situations, really.
Wow, I'm not a cricketer, but I'm really interested in those things too. So that sounds amazing. We're gonna go all the way back to your childhood, and I want to ask you, when did you actually first start playing cricket?
The first time I played cricket, if I remember correctly, was around about 8 or 9 years old, and it was for like a local cricket club. The only thing I remember about it was I was batting, and I didn't have a bat, but I had to use somebody else's bat who had his dad's bat, if this all makes sense. So he had his dad's bat, and I was using that, and it was like the heaviest thing I've ever picked up in my life at that stage. And I was like, what the hell's going on with this? But I enjoyed it, and I did well. And that's my first ever experience that I can remember of cricket. And then obviously my dad used to play a lot during the midweek leagues and the weekends. So I used to go along with him every single game, watch the game, sort of enjoyed the atmosphere, enjoyed being around the game, played a few games when they couldn't put full side out, because they always used to play with the friends. So some friends always made some excuses that they couldn't play. So I used to fill in the games. And from then, really, the love of cricket started from there.
So it was mostly your dad's influence and how you got introduced to cricket then?
Yeah, massively. He's the biggest influence I've had in cricket from an early age. Like I said, he took me along. Like my other brothers didn't really go along. I was always like, yes, I want to come. And that's where the love grew, really.
So apart from your dad, who was your inspiration in terms of cricketers?
Cricketers, you know what? A lot of people always mention loads of cricketers' names. There's one guy and one guy only really that I really took anything from, and that person was Shoaib Akhtar. When I was about 18, 19, I was on a scholarship at the first class county in the UK, Lancashire. And we train normally at 9 a.m. So I watched the video of Shoaib bowling one evening. And I thought, you know what, I love the way this guy bowls. I loved his aggression, his energy, the way he could intimidate batsmen. And I thought, you know what, tomorrow morning, rather than going in at 9, I'm going to go in at 8. Nobody's going to be there, and I'm just going to try and bowl quick. So I got to Old Trafford. I went in there, nobody's about. I went to bowl my first ball, tried to bowl it as quick as possible. And to be fair, it come out very quick. The direction was appalling, but it come out quickly. So I was like, oh, bloody hell, it's good if nobody's watching. But then I heard a voice at the back of the net saying, what was that? And I was like, pretty sure nobody was here. And I turned around and it was the head coach at the time. And he goes, what are you doing? I said, just tried to bowl quick, coach. And he goes, okay, do that again. So I did it again, same result. Quick, but literally hit the side net, I think. So I was like, what's he going to say about this? And he was like, you know what? You've got pace there. So why don't you carry on bowling like that, and then we can refine your action and see if we can get you more accurate. And then since then, that's when this fast bowling sort of really took over. So yeah, my only probably inspiration from that was probably Shoaib.
Wow. Okay. We also did some research on you, and you are cousins with the British boxer Amir Khan. How was it growing up with a boxer?
It was good, you know, because at the start of it all, he was coming along, and I think when I started making my name in the professional game, Amir was probably about 14, 15, something like that. Okay. And I think I was about 18, 19. So every time we spoke, it was just normal family, everything was normal. He used to box, he used to go watching boxing a little bit. I've had a couple of sparring sessions with him, but only when he was young, and I had to get on my knees for him to box me. So we used to mess about like that. And then at the start, everyone was like, oh, that Olympic boxer, Sajid Mahmood's cousin, the England cricketer's cousin, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, that's nice. He's going to do really well, really well. Anyway, so he went to the Olympics, did amazingly well, got bronze medalist, but I think one of the youngest ones ever to get a bronze medal. Oh, no, sorry, he got silver, actually. Silver medalist. And then ever since that point, I got referred to as Amir Khan's cousin rather than the other way around. So I wasn't best pleased about that. But look, it is the way it is. But look, it's amazing to have such a sporting family. I think one of the keys to having that was our families were very, very supportive of us. I know a lot of the Asian families going towards education. And I think, to be fair, our families were exactly the same. But they allowed us, they said, look, what is it that you want to do? And both of us went down the sporting route. And to be fair to them, and we appreciate their support and all the support they give us, they said, okay, that's what you want to do, we'll back you and we'll support you. And we was quite fortunate in that sense that we had parents like that. And we're actually very grateful that we could pay them back in the way we did. So it was good, yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's quite fun growing up with Amir.
Wow, okay. So initially you played for the cricket club and for the Bolton leagues, am I right?
Bolton League, yeah.
Do you have any highlighting memories you want to share about those times?
Bolton was a long time ago, that. But there was one game we played that I can remember vaguely. I think I was about 16 years old, and I was playing for the men's first team. And I think it was one of the very first T20 games that was about at the time. And we played the game. I think we needed something like, it was a ridiculous number we were chasing. I was batting, by the way. Even though I'm a bowler, I was batting. This is a batting man. So we was batting. I think we needed something like 80 runs or something like that off maybe 6 overs. Now, back in the day, 80 runs off 6 overs is unheard of. It doesn't happen. Okay. Now you watch T20, 80 of 60 is a walk in the park. But back in the day, it was unheard of. And so we was playing, and I literally said to my batting partner at the time, we can do this. And this was a grown man, and he was like, you're 16 years old, mate. What are you talking about? I said, no, we can really do this. So we batting. Anyway, a long story short, I ended up getting 98 not out, won the game. Everyone was like, how the hell has somebody just done that? And then we had a pitch invasion. All of 4 people ran onto the pitch. It was amazing. I was like, this is amazing. What's going on?
Wow.
That was probably one of my greatest memory of league cricket, for sure.
Okay. I believe it was maybe 2002 when you were signed by Lancashire, and you even won the NBC Dennis, I can't even pronounce it, Copton Award. Tell us how that felt.
Yeah, it was an amazing feeling. The Dennis Compton Award, obviously, there's a lot of highly decorated cricketers who have won that in the past. And to receive that award was fantastic. People like Jimmy Anderson, Andrew Flintoff, these guys have won it in the past. And to be recognised in the same category as that is an absolutely amazing feeling. It's like anything that you do. If you get recognised for it and get rewarded for it, it's a very proud moment. You feel it within yourself. You feel like you've achieved something and people have recognised you for it. So it was one of the highlights of my career, for sure.
That really probably added to your motivation to keep going.
Yeah, definitely. I think each individual should have a goal on where they want to get to. I think everything along the way is a bit of a byproduct to where you want to go. I think having an end goal is very, very good, but don't get too lost in focusing on that end goal. There's always processes to get there. As long as you concentrate and nail down your processes on the way there, I'm pretty sure you can achieve that. That's one of the things I did. But yeah, just keep focusing on what you want to do, but definitely have an end goal on what you want to achieve, for sure.
Wow. So when you started playing for England's national side, how did you ease the natural added pressure you probably felt?
Well, to be honest, I didn't actually ease it that well. That's why I said earlier about the psychology. That's why I'm so interested in it, is because I relate a lot of that back to my early days of playing for England. So I played, and I used to bowl quite quick in county cricket and our first class cricket in the UK. And I used to get away with a lot. I used to get a lot of wickets. And then psychologists come along and they said, oh, let's do psychology. And I was like, hold on. I was like, I'm bowling fast, I'm getting wickets. I don't need the psychology. Why do I need the psychology? I'm doing everything I want to do. Anyway, and then I started playing England. I'm bowling against the best batsmen in the world. And now these guys, they're playing people with the same pace as me every single day. So they're used to it. Now they hit my good balls for, let alone my bad balls. So then I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? So there, my mind shift has totally changed now. So now I'm thinking, is this ball going to go for 4? Like, this guy's so good. The cameras are here. What the hell's anyone going to say about it? So that your mental game totally shifts. Then after, it took me a while, to be fair. After a while, I thought, psychology, I need to actually look at psychology. And it was an Indian batsman who sort of mentioned it to me, VVS Laxman from India. I was playing with him at Lancashire. He was an overseas. And I said to Laxi, I said, what's this book you're reading? And he goes, oh, it's psychology. It's very, very good for pressure situations, etc. And I was like, okay, let me have a look. And that's when I started to tap in a little bit into psychology. So yeah, at the start of the England career, going back to your question, it was a massive eye-opener, massive eye-opener. I was like, I've obviously played in front of crowds that I've never played in front of before. I've had batsmen that I've never bowled at before who faced my sort of pace on a daily basis, and it wasn't a shock to them. So I was a little bit taken back, and I thought, you know what, there's something I need to add to my game for me to be able to compete at this level. And I firmly believe it was psychology. So that's when I started to get into psychology a little bit more. But the pressures of playing for England are there, or for your country, but it's an absolutely amazing feeling. It's something that you can't replicate. And like I said, that when I remember test debut, the excitement that you had, you only hear of them things. People speak about it and you think, that can't be real. Like, what are you talking about? That cannot be real. But when you experience it, you have to think, you know what? It actually makes sense. So playing for England at that time was an absolutely fantastic, amazing feeling.